Hello everyone, I'm Roger Newcomb with We Love Soaps TV. I'm here outside Lincoln Center with Colleen Zenk. Fans are really passionate about their soaps.
They are, indeed. I mean, the fact that people have come from all over to attend this rally today is amazing. Because, you know, we're losing a genre. And what we have to do is we have to make sure that the 4 shows that are going to be left are supported. And this is one way of making the networks realize that the fans want their shows to remain on the air, and they're tired of losing all of them.
Now, fans have a lot to say about the Nielsen ratings over the years, and there was a report that came out recently that said that the Nielsen samples 21,000 homes. So they represent everybody across the entire country. I mean, do you think that's accurate, especially with daytime soaps?
Well, you know, it's been like this the Nielsen's have been around for 50 years. I mean, and they have never changed their how they determine who watches what. Nothing has changed, and they don't look at anything for the DVR, the VCR, the old beta machines. They don't look at people who are watching the shows on the internet. None of that's being counted, which is all adds up to why the shows have gone off the air, because they don't know how to really accurately count the viewers.
Right. You know, ABC announced their new schedule for the fall and spring, and they actually had around 8 or 9 soapy shows on in prime time. So they obviously think that, I mean, the serialized format is really popular. More and more primetime shows are serialized.
Oh, well, I think actually most of the primetime shows are now serialized, except for the comedies, and even some of them have a story that moves forward as well. I mean, daytime television, we began the serialized form, which of course goes back thousands of years in storytelling. But the daytime shows are the ones that originally were the only ones that were serialized. And then of course in the 70s and the 80s came along with what the primetime soap. Dynasty, Dallas, and they all actually started from a show called The EastEnders out of London, and which is still on the air. I love that. They're still on the air, but we're not. But the format did translate over into primetime television, where now more shows than not are serialized as well.
There's something though that having the show on every day can do for you, or do for a story. You can tell it in a more in-depth way and touch people in a way that you just can't once a week in prime time.
No, you can't. I mean, you can tell a story differently over 5 hours over a week, as opposed to 1 hour or even half an hour over a week format. And the fact that we never had reruns. You know, we would tell five hours of television story per week, 52 weeks a year, every year. And think about when As the World Turns went off the air, we had over 13,000 episodes under our belt. 13,000, and now a show like Brothers and Sisters has just been canceled, which was a beautiful, beautiful serialized show, and it's just gotten its walking papers as well. It's sad, and when people grow up with these characters, watch these characters age, as I did on my show after 32 years on World Turns, people identify with them, and it's generational. Grandmothers introduce it to their daughters, who introduce it to their daughters or their sons, and people become completely attached to these characters in a way that you can't on a nighttime show.
You know, you started in 1978 on As the World Turns, and last night we were watching a clip of one of the episodes that's on YouTube, and you look great. You haven't aged a bit. But where primetime series and movies have sort of capitalized on DVDs and monetized their shows in other ways, daytime seems to have never caught on to how to make additional money besides just the regular ad revenue.
No, they never really did, and I think part of the problem was because we were all owned by products. You know, my show, many of the shows were owned by Procter & Gamble, which started the soap opera format, and so Procter & Gamble owned the show, and they felt very territorial about it. When I started the show, I was actually very successful making commercials here in New York, but one of the things that you had to sign on to when you signed on to a Procter & Gamble show is that you would never do a commercial for a competing product of Procter & Gamble or a Procter & Gamble product itself. And so they narrowed the field into what they could do, as opposed to using the people who were identifiable. They didn't get it way back when, and that goes for all the different shows. They didn't know how to monetize. They didn't know how to translate the characters that became identifiable into something that would work for the network, as opposed to us, the actor, working for the network.
Yeah, I think there's so many soap fans, especially daytime soap fans, that aren't counted. And we're kicking off an event this Thursday at Pieces, which you were recently, called Daytime Drama, where for 4 hours we're going to have $3 happy hour drinks and watch classic barber clips and just have fun with fellow soap fans. And I think it's just going to show people are still into it, even spreading the word about it. We've encountered so many people that watch soaps over the years who are really excited about it. So there's a lot of fans, I think, that aren't counted. It's good to see them out here today rallying in support.
Yeah, I just wish the weather were a little better.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Ilene Kristen, we're outside the ABC Upfront Day. What could ABC have done differently with these shows? I mean, in my mind, maybe better writing or more current writing or half an hour. Could any of those things that made a difference?
Half an hour is always interesting because it's a lot less filler and a lot more story in a way. I just think, the powers that be felt that it was time to discontinue them, no matter what the audience wants out there, and that's a decision they made, and they're stuck with it.
Right. The ratings are still determined by Nielsen, and there are 21,000 Nielsen homes across America. Do you think those are accurate?
Listen, the rating system, and I've been saying this ever since Ryan's Hope was taken off the air. To me, the rating system is sorely lacking in a sophistication of what the nuances are of this audience. And it's huge, especially the ABC shows. There's a huge urban audience for it, and for some reason they're discounted. I don't know anyone who's ever had a Nielsen box in their house. And the people that actually I did meet somebody, and they said they just left it on whatever channel. I don't know if they got paid for it. They just left it. They left it on, and they said it didn't even give an accurate thing because it's got there's all sorts of things with it.
With modern technology, you would think everybody would know what everybody's doing. And Google knows where we are all the time.
But, I don't think they want us to know. Look, do you want your TV monitored? Really, do I want my computer totally monitored? It already is, really, but do I want it totally monitored? If I want to look up and see, like I was looking up, I was kind of fascinated with the Schwarzenegger thing. So I looked it up last night, then I looked it up today, then I looked it up before I left, just to see what are further new. Do I really, really want people to go, Ilene Kristen, she Googled Arnold Schwarzenegger 15 times to get the lowdown, No, I really don't, because that's not even the extent of, with Google, you start going crazy. You start asking ridiculous things,
And it finds your answer.
Yeah, like how tall is Daniel Radcliffe? I mean,
So what does it mean to you to see fans out here rallying in support of soap?
It means so much. I came out here to really say hello to the fans and to tell them I love them and that we so much appreciate them because they've been so really wonderful and meant so much to us, and they have such energy and such vigor and such stick-to-itiveness, and we always want to make them happy, and I feel like we're really disappointing them right now, not personally, but that this is a huge loss. There are people that really, really, really are devoted to the shows in such a deep, connected way, and we're letting them down a lot. We're marginalizing them. We're telling them they're not of value, and I don't want to ever have them think that I don't care about them. So that's why I'm here.